Good morning, everybody. My name is Kata with Kata B Fitness, and welcome to day 3 of the 12 Days of Fitmas challenge. Today, we are going to focus on our lower body. We are going to do 3 circuits, 3 exercises per circuit, 40 seconds work, 10 seconds rest, and we're going to go for 2 rounds. The nice thing about this circuit is you can do this body weight only, or if you are ready, you are more than welcome to add some resistance. But we're going to get warmed up, get our workout in, and then we're going to do a little cool down and stretch. So let's go ahead and start. Take your feet about hip width apart, right foot only, rock your foot, toe and heel. And especially with lower body, we really want to wake up those feet, starting at the bottom and working our way up. 2. Let's switch it over to the other side. Lift and lift. So roll through, ball of the foot and the big toe, and then lift the toes towards the ceiling. Bring it in the center. We're going to take our hands lightly behind our ears. We're going to start to brace our core, and we're going to try to lift those thighs as close to parallel as we can get. The most important thing is we're starting to get those feet up off the floor. Good. We're going to take it back. Nice, good hamstring curl. You can add a little kick back. You can add a press back. You can add a pull. The focus is bending the knees and trying to take your heels to your backside. Good, back to those lifts, lift and lift. And if you'd like, you can start to add a little rotation. Good, 4, 3, 2, bring it in the center, feet hip width apart, shoulders down and back. We're gonna hinge and come up nice and tall. So hinge it back, and then it's a good squeeze. So this is our RDL, also known as a Romanian deadlift. Some people call it a stiff-legged deadlift, but it's just a good hinge. We're working on technique before we start to add in some weights. Take it down, bring it up. Last one. Let's keep our hands up at the chest, sit our hips back to our heels, stand nice and tall. So as we're doing this workout, if at any point you're thinking, I'm just not up for squats today, you are always welcome to just do a nice good chair stand, sit down and stand up. And you may think, that's not that hard. Try doing that 15 or 20 times. You're gonna start to feel it. One more. All right, we're gonna take a forward step and reach, and we're gonna pull it back. This is just warming up the hips, knees, and ankles. We don't have to go into a full lunge yet. Just get used to the weight shift. 2. All right, now we're gonna slow it down. We're gonna take it down, bring it back up. So forward step, push off. If you don't like doing forward stepping lunges, you can always step backwards. Step, drop the back knee to the floor, and stand tall. So step, back knee down, lift it back up. It may not touch, it might be a small lunge, and that's okay. Take it down, bring it up one more time. Now we're gonna step out for a side lunge. So out and in, out and in. We start with the weight shift, little reach, side, center, nice good push. 2, we're gonna slow it down, try to go a little deeper, take it down, bring it back up. Side step and sit, and stand tall. It's okay if it's shallow, or if your step is a little bit tiny. Good, 4 more, take it down, bring it up. 3, this is our last 2. Last one. All right, bring it in the center. Just take a couple deep breaths in and back out. One more, in and out. Let's roll the shoulders, grab a quick drink if you need it. We're gonna get started with our workout. So exercise number 1 is gonna be a goblet squat. This is one where you could go a little heavy if you want to, or again, feel free to just do squats or chair stands. This is all about you and your workout and how you're feeling today. So 40 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So we're nice and tall, goblet squat, wider stance, toes a little bit forward out to the corner, sit down, and then stand nice and tall. Imagine you're trying to drop your elbows between your thighs. Having the weight up here is going to help you keep your chest nice and lifted We don't want to turn it into a deadlift. That's in the next circuit. So we're dropping down, push through the heels to stand up nice and tall. So drop and lift. We're going for good strength here. It's okay if your hips do not go down as far as mine. Here's 2. And last one, 10 seconds rest. I'm gonna keep this weight. I'm gonna hold it down by my side. You can hold it at your chest. We're gonna get into a good lunge position. We're just gonna drop the back knee down, and then we're gonna bring it back up again. So drop and lift. Now you can start with your back leg a little bit closer. Just drop it down and stand tall. Keep an eye on that front knee. If your front knee is feeling like it's going over your toes, or you feel like your heel wants to lift, you might be pushing your knee forwards. We want to drop the back knee down towards the floor. Try to stay shoulders over hips, nice and tall. Good way to practice this. Have a chair in front of you or to the side of you. Drop it down, stand nice and tall. Good job. Bring it up. We're going to switch it over to the other leg. So nice tall position. We're going to take a little bit of a step back. Here we go. Drop the back knee down. Push through your front heel to come standing. Drop and lift. And this is my leg that I had problems with. So you may notice one side is wobbly, one side is not as steady. That just means that that's the side that you maybe need to give a little extra love. So drop and in. So option, you go shallower, you're still pushing through your heel, you're still keeping your front knee over your shoelaces. Nice and tall, less than 10 seconds to go. Drop and lift. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. We're going to do that again, going right into it. 10-second rest. Decide if you want to adjust your weights. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Drop it down and stand nice and tall. Again, it's okay if your squat is here, and then you bring it up. Check your knees. I'm all about technique. It's going to be technique before we start adding extra weight. So if your toes are out, but you notice that your knees are coming forward and in, try turning your toes in a little bit more so that your knees can track about over your second toe. So I try to think wherever my toes go, that's where my knees are going as well. Here's 2 and 1. Bring it up, going back for that lunge. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Dumbbell is on that side. I'm gonna take it back. Here we go. Drop and push through that heel. So the back heel stays lifted. I'm getting a little mobility on that back toe as well. Drop and lift. If you're feeling a little unsteady, you can always bring your dumbbell right up in the center. You're still gonna get a good workout in. This is gonna get a little bit of core because we're trying to do anti-lateral flexion. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up, switching it over to the other side. So nice, good planted foot, toes forward, step it back. Here we go. So the majority of your weight is in that front leg. Drop it down, bring it up nice and tall. This side I have to think a little bit more. Think about where my knee is going because my leg kind of likes to wobble out. I need to do inner thigh work. And actually we're doing some today. So drop and tall. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out, grab a drink. If you've got it and you need it, we're gonna move on. Circuit number 2, we're gonna do deadlifts just like we did in the warm-up. Hinge it back and stand tall. We're gonna do a side lunge and I want you to try to stay low, side, and then side. And then a little balance challenge. We're gonna do a knee and extend and down. So grab 1 dumbbell, 2 dumbbells, your choice. I personally like to grab 2. I like to do a suitcase deadlift. 40 seconds in 4, 3, 2, 1. So nice and tall, shoulders down and back. We're going to hinge, and then we're going to squeeze the glute to come up tall. Really think shoulders down and back in your back pocket, and they stay there. So we want to feel that nice, good tension on the back of our legs. I kind of like to think this. We're standing. We're going to reach down, and we're going to pull up our socks. So we reach, grab the socks, kind of by our ankles, maybe our shins. Hinge it. Good. 3, 2, and 1. All right, weight is optional here. I want you to treat this a little bit like a mobility type exercise. 2 and 1. So wide stance. We're gonna sit and then try to keep it low and sit. So side to side, low and low. So notice I'm not coming up in the middle. If you need to, yes, you can. But if you can, a little more core, a little more mobility in the hips, knees, and ankles. So take it over and over, and you can even keep your dumbbell down here. Again, holding it here helps me keep my chest elevated. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weights down, bring it up. Hold on to something if you need to. We're gonna stand nice and tall. Here we go. So lift, extend, bend, and set it down. So up, out, in, and down. When I extend my leg, I'm not letting my knee drop. I'm keeping it lifted. Your leg may not go straight. Mine doesn't. It gets close, but not quite. But I want you to think good squeeze, little stretch, flex that foot. Working our quads, working our hip flexors, working our core as well. Good, we got 5 seconds to go. Last one. Good job, bring it in. Going back for our RDLs, our deadlifts. In 3, 2, and 1. Roll the shoulders down and back, little tuck. Hinge, and then we squeeze and come nice and tall. So you don't have to keep your legs perfectly straight, and you don't want to let your hands go past your knees. A little soft bend, hips push back, and then we squeeze to come up nice and tall. Remember, a lot of this is about technique. Quality over quantity. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, side lunges, holding it low. 2, and 1. Bring it in. We're going to take it over to the side, and then we're going to just think about sliding over, sliding over. So that bent leg is now going to push to straighten while the straight leg bends, side to side. If you want to come up and then go down, you absolutely can. But if you are able to, I want you to try to just sit. 12 seconds. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Deep breaths, bring it up. Knee extend, bend, and set it down. So we're going to stand nice and tall. Here we go. Lift, out, in, and down. Now, if you're like me, every now and again I do this and I do end up getting a little bit of a cramp. All you got to do is stop. Let it relax. Let it kind of do its thing. Calm down. Realize that it's safe. Your muscles will sometimes cramp up because it's a new move, it's a new exercise. They're not used to moving that way. And it's going to cramp up to protect itself. But once it realizes, hey, I can do this and I'm not going to hurt myself, then it'll usually let you do it. Good job. Bring it in, shake it out. We are going to take it down to the floor. We're going to do inner thigh scissors. Then we're going to do a fire hydrant and add in a kick. If you do not want to go to the floor, for your scissors, you're going to stand or sit. You're going to take your heel on your shin and you're going to run it up to your knee and then back down. So you have an itch on your shin, but you can't reach down and grab it. So you've got to use your heel to itch your foot. For the fire hydrant kick, you can do this with your hands on the table or a chair. You're still going to do fire hydrant kick and then bring it back down. So you're going to take it out, kick, in, and in. But if you can, let's take it down to the floor. So all the way down, low back. I am going to do toes pointed to go out, flex my feet to pull it back in. 40 seconds, your time is on. So point it to go out, flex, squeeze it in. Point and flex. Point and flex. I want you to think about pulling those legs in, squeeze them together like somebody just zippered your legs together. Good. Point on the way out, flex on the way in. Good job. So out and in. Keep that low back pressed to the floor. And we want to try not to let our legs get slack and wobbly. Try to keep your knees straight. 2 and 1. All right, let's bring it up and over. We are going to be on hands and knees. We are going to be on one elbow. So hands and knees, drop it to the elbow. You're going to lift and kick and then bring it in. Lift, kick, and down. So fire hydrant. We don't want to do a lot of rotating. We want to hold a steady position. Use the outer thigh and glute to lift and to kick. Now it's okay if your lift and kick are down here. Everybody is different. You start with where you are. 3, 2, and 1. Sit it back, little stretch. I was getting a little bit of a cramp in the other side. So good hands and knees, drop it down to the elbow on that side. So we're going to lift, kick, and bring it in. Out, extend, and in. So remember to rest when you need to, and again, keep it small if that's what your hips are okay with today. This side is getting a little crampy for me. So if it's doing the same for you, listen to your body. Good, 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Onto your backs. One more set, 3 exercises, starting with our inner thighs. So brace your core, point your toes, take it out, flex, and bring it in. So point on the way out, flex on the way in. It's okay if your legs out, doesn't go very far, and then you squeeze it in. This is going to depend on how flexible you are. And if you're pretty tight, that's okay. It's the lifting and squeezing that is going to really help. So it's going to build those inner thigh muscles. Get out and flex. Good job. Bring it up, flipping over onto our hands and knees. Remember, you can do this standing, or if you really need to, you can try doing clamshells. Here we go. So lift and kick. So we just want to have a nice, good kick, nice, good technique. Using the hips and not doing a lot of rocking and shifting with our bodies. Out and in. Good, 15 seconds. 10 seconds. We're almost done. Finish strong. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Gonna flip it over to the other side. It's your last exercise for today, at least for this workout. Take it down. Here we go. So out, kick, and bring it in. So try to bring it right out to the side, and just like we extended the knee for those leg extensions when we were standing, we're going to extend the knee, but now we're working outer thigh, side glute, really defining those muscles and working on stability. Good. 10 seconds. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, shake it out. We're going to sit back into a child's pose. Just nice, good reach. So I'm going to tuck my toes under, a little bit more of a puppy, and again, I'm going to do just a little side to side. Just kind of a little wiggle, stretching out my hips. So if you are staying standing today, you can go forward into a type of forward fold or down dog position with your hands on the countertop. Good. We're going to go ahead and bring it up, hands and knees. If you're standing, you're just going to stand, and we're going to do hip circles. So we're going to inhale, gentle arch, and then we're going to take it over to the right, and then we're going to pull up into the middle, and then push over to the left. So we're just going to do nice, good circles. And again, if you are standing, you're going to do the same thing, nice, good hip circles. Good, and then we're going to change direction. So push it over to the left, pull up in the middle, then over to the right, and down in the center. Good. Let's go ahead and bring it over onto our back sides. If you're standing, you can do this sitting on the edge of a couch or even in the chair. You're going to have your hands back behind you, and we're going to take it over to the right and then take it over to the left. If you are only able to do one hip stretch or exercise or mobility drill, I highly recommend this one. You may have to start here. You may have to end up doing big turns. Or even to start with, you may just have to go to the right and relax, and then go to the left and relax. You don't have to keep going side to side with me. And again, if you're sitting in a chair or on your couch, you're going to do wide legs, and you're going to turn to the right and turn to the left. Good. Bring it in. Take those legs out into a pike. Same thing sitting. Try to take your legs out, and we're going to reach forward. Don't fall out of your chair. Corner, corner, and then turn and look a little bit behind you, a little behind you. Side bend and side bend. Good. Take the legs out wide into a straddle. Your straddle may be very in, and that's okay. Same thing. We're going to take it forward. And if you're on the floor, put something underneath your hips. Put something underneath your hips. That'll elevate your hips, take a little pressure off. Turn and turn. Side and side. Good. Last thing. Bottoms of the feet touching. If you are sitting in a chair, you're just going to open those feet out a little bit if you can. And again, forward, right, left, turn, turn, side bend, and side bend. Good. Going to go ahead and bring it up to hands and knees. Again, if you're going to be up, you're going to be standing. Last thing that we're going to do is kind of getting into a frog position, and we're going to have our hands out in front of us. We're going to sit back, hips to heels, and then we're going to come forwards. So hips back and hips forwards. Again, if you're standing, you can just do kind of a wider plie type squat, or you can just do a nice good inner thigh stretch. Good, one more time. Take it back and take it forwards, and we're gonna carefully bring it in. You can sit your hips back to your heels. I lied, and we're gonna do one more, hand to your heel. Squeeze the glute and lift it up and back. If you are standing, you are going to take the hands to your buns, and you're just going to push your hips forwards. So you should feel this in your hips, not in your low back. Good, release, switch it over to the other side. So hips down, heels are tucked, her toes are tucked, hand on the heel, reach it up and back. In 2, 1, bring it in the center, take a deep breath in. And out. One more time, big breath. And you are all done. So I want you to give yourself a nice good pat on the back for completing today's workout. Day 3 of the 12 Days of Fitmas, lower body. We still have upper body, we have core coming up, and we are going to do some mobility and stretch. Trying to make it so that you can get in, get out, 15 minutes, maybe 20. So even when things are crazy, or maybe you're just beginning your workout program, this is a good way to start. Just 15, 20 minutes a day, get into the habit, get into the routine. Let me know what you think if you want to see more workouts like this. If you're enjoying the challenge, let me know how you're doing. Let me know where you are, where you're joining us from. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again in class. So bye.